Etceteraz mix here for my movie instant recap today. I'm going to show you a Chinese science fiction movie film called Super Me. Spoilers ahead. Appearing as an average guy in modern Chinese society under global capitalism, Sang Yu is a young screenwriter deeply passionate about his craft. However, the toll of his lifestyle weighs heavily on his mental health, leaving him exhausted during train rides home from work. During one such journey, a sinister demon suddenly appears on the train and shackles Sang Yu, terrifying him to his core. Fortunately, he awakens to realize it was just a dream. Back in his rundown apartment, he reflects on the sense of meaninglessness that has enveloped his life since losing his job. Seeking answers in the past, Sang Yu turned to dream experts, shamans, and psychologists for help, but none offered effective solutions to his struggles. With the last of his money, he purchases a snack, and the vendor, noticing his financial strain, kindly adds a free egg to his sandwich. As Sang Yu sits down, preparing to take his first bite of the meal, he feels a tap on his shoulder from behind. It turns out to be his former work partner, Sanji, whom he had abruptly left after breaking their contract. They reconcile, and Sanji invites him to a restaurant for a meal. During their conversation, Sang Yu uses an aquarium as a metaphor to express his feelings. He explains that the bowl symbolizes the human mind, the fish represents consciousness, and the water symbolizes the subconscious. Delving deeper, Sang Yu discusses how life becomes a struggle when the conscious mind disconnects from the subconscious, illustrating his internal turmoil. He opens up to Sanji about his worsening insomnia, plagued by vivid nightmares whenever he tries to sleep. Sanji offers blunt advice, suggesting that Sang Yu's troubles stem from his own laziness and urging him to pull himself together. With that, Sang Yu decides to return to his apartment, only to find himself locked out. His landlord has evicted him, leaving his belongings strewn at the doorstep. Forced to adapt, Sang Yu seeks refuge at a nearby cafe. As he rests there, the same sinister demon from his nightmares reappears, causing him distress. It dawns on Sang Yu that he must have fallen asleep at the cafe, confirming his suspicion that his nightmares manifest vividly during slumber. Already at the brink of despair and contemplating suicide, Sang Yu finds himself on the edge of a building, ready to end his suffering. At this critical moment, the caring vendor notices him and calls out, offering food in a compassionate attempt to change his mind. Moved by the gesture, Sang Yu and the vendor sit together on the rooftop, where the vendor inquires about Sang Yu's troubles. Sang Yu shares that his nightmares are hauntingly realistic, and he has endured 6 months of sleepless nights because of them. The wise old man suggests a technique. Whenever confronted by a nightmare, Sang Yu should remind himself that he is only dreaming. By maintaining a clear awareness, he can gain control over his life and his dreams. The phrase, "it is just a dream," becomes etched in Sang Yu's mind as a powerful tool to combat his nightmares. Meanwhile, Sang Yu observes Kuar, his love interest, from a distance as she goes about her routine, often passing by the nearby cafe where she works. Later that evening, with no resources left, Sang Yu resorts to selling his phone for some cash. Feeling desperate, he attempts to steal from a convenience store but quickly realizes the wrongness of his actions. He returns the item and instead purchases 2 loaves of bread, seeking a more honest path forward. Outside the store, Hua Er approaches him, but it appears to be the demon who constantly follows him in his dreams. The demon strangles him, but he remembers the old vendor's advice and says, "I'm only dreaming." Instantly, the demon disappears. He wakes up holding a priceless artifact that the demon used to kill him several times in his dreams. Sang Yu brings the artifact to the trade market, where traders offer different amounts, but he sees more potential and worth in the item. Sang Yu believes that it is worth more than their offers, so he brings it to a more exclusive antique store. The owner offers double the price of the traders, but Sang Yu requires more. They agree on a price and he hands over the artifact. To celebrate, he buys a complete meal, a laptop, and gets a place to stay. He fixes his appearance and has a fresh start. He realizes that he has a rare superpower of bringing some objects from his dreams back to reality. In an effort to fall asleep faster, Sang Yu turns to sleeping medication. That night, he hears a knock on his door and slips into a dream where he finds himself alone in an empty hallway, attempting to return to his room but failing to operate the elevator. Amidst the dream, Sang Yu notices a vase and tries to take it with him, only to be pursued by the demon wielding a battle axe once more. As the demon closes in, Sang Yu struggles to escape, ultimately being struck by the battle axe. Upon awakening safely in his hotel room, Sang Yu clings to the memory of the battle axe he acquired in his dream. Determined to capitalize on this newfound dream wealth, he returns to the antique store, selling the item for a substantial sum. Overnight, Sang Yu's fortunes change dramatically, transitioning from financial struggle to extravagance. He indulges in luxuries he previously couldn't afford, frequenting parties and malls with newfound affluence. As Sang Yu gains mastery over his dreams, the settings grow increasingly grandiose, transporting him to ever more opulent locations. Dreaming that he is inside a high-end museum, Sang Yu finds himself surrounded by priceless statues and sculptures. Intrigued, he examines each piece, attempting to discern their extraordinary value. The allure of the golden items captivates Sang Yu, prompting him to gather those he believes he can manifest into reality. However, during this dream, the demon takes a more aggressive approach, attacking with a machine gun. Caught off guard, Sang Yu tries to evade the bullets by seeking cover behind walls. Despite his efforts, the demon's relentless onslaught culminates in Sang Yu's dream demise, awakening him abruptly without uttering his protective phrase. Disappointed by his lack of tangible gains, Sang Yu attempts to return to sleep. Just as the demon is about to depart, Sang Yu manages to seize 2 items before waking. As Sang Yu engages in increasingly serious deals to convert dream artifacts into wealth, dealers take greater interest in the origins of his items. To fortify himself, Sang Yu establishes a robust system to navigate these transactions. One day, Sanji unexpectedly encounters Sang Yu and is taken aback by his transformed appearance, a well-dressed and seemingly stable version of his former self. Sang Yu invites Sanji to a luxurious dinner, where he generously compensates him for past grievances. Despite his changed circumstances, Sang Yu's feelings for Hua Er remain steadfast. Upon discovering the cafe is for sale, Sang Yu indulges in a night of drinking, ending up inebriated, with Sanji assisting him back to their hotel room. Intrigued by Sang Yu's newfound wealth, Sanji stays in the room, hoping to uncover his friend's secret. Just as Sang Yu experiences another nightmare, Sanji witnesses him awakening with a handful of jewelry, a manifestation of his dream abilities. Shocked yet fascinated, Sanji implores Sang Yu to take him on as an assistant, treating Sang Yu with deference. Sang Yu returns to the cafe, presenting Hua Er with a box of money and purchasing the establishment, appointing her as manager, an arrangement she accepts, much to Sang Yu's delight. As they dine together and discuss business terms, Hua Er clarifies that Sang Yu's intentions towards her are pure, solidifying their professional relationship. That night, Sang Yu finds himself in a dream inside a vast money vault, surrounded by an incredible amount of cash. Excitedly, he begins filling his bag with money, but his elation is cut short as the demon suddenly appears and strikes him to the ground. Persistently, Sang Yu gathers the cash while fending off the demon's relentless pursuit. Over time, he learns to fight back and successfully retaliates against the demon. With each dream, Sang Yu gains more control over his thoughts, developing new skills and abilities. Meanwhile, Sang Yu's involvement boosts the cafe's popularity, drawing in more customers. However, as he gazes out the window one day, he notices the vendor struggling with his small business. Moved by empathy, Sang Yu discreetly leaves money in the old vendor's bag to offer support. After a busy day at the cafe, Sang Yu and Hua Er take a leisurely walk together, deepening their connection. Sang Yu finds himself falling even harder for her. In another dream sequence, Sang Yu experiences the thrill of driving a luxurious car, maneuvering swiftly through the dream environment. Yet again, the demon reappears, hurling a sharp weapon that grazes Sang Yu's right ear, drawing blood. Reacting defensively, Sang Yu strikes back with a metal tool, causing the demon to vanish into thin air. After successfully defeating the demon in his dream, Sang Yu accomplishes an extraordinary feat. He brings the luxurious car from his dream into the real world. Eager to share his newfound possession with Hua Er, he allows her to drive the car to her home, revealing that he acquired it specifically for her. During the drive, Sang Yu reflects on the moment he first laid eyes on Hua Er and instantly fell in love. He admits to patiently observing her over the years, harboring deep feelings for her. Inspired and liberated from writer's block, Sang Yu resumes writing stories with renewed enthusiasm. He eagerly completes a narrative and presents it to Sanji for feedback. That night, Sang Yu's dream takes a surreal turn as he envisions himself sleeping beside 2 women. Upon waking, however, he finds he hasn't brought back any tangible treasures from his dream realm. Seeing Sanji move to tears while reading his script, Sang Yu is heartened by the positive response, with Sanji declaring it one of his finest works. To celebrate Chinese cinema and his creative achievements, Sang Yu hosts an elaborate party. However, as Sanji introduces him to the guests, embellishments and inaccuracies about Sang Yu's life and achievements are included, staged to impress Hua Er. Later that night, Sang Yu dreams of being surrounded by a bottomless pit of gold crystals and jewelry, a manifestation of his dream world's opulence and intrigue. Walking on the bed of gold in his dream, Sang Yu encounters the demon in an unexpected state, sitting still and seemingly unready for confrontation. Sang Yu approaches cautiously, attempting to seize the demon's gold belt, believed to be the source of its power. However, as Sang Yu reaches out, he experiences an unusual sensation. The demon touches Sang Yu's chest and dissipates. In the waking world, Sanji secures the belt in a glass box, leading to a profound change in Sang Yu's demeanor. Sang Yu arranges a rooftop fireworks display to surprise Hua-Er, expressing his true feelings for her in a heartfelt moment. While waiting in Hua-Er's living room, Sang Yu is struck by a dagger seemingly out of nowhere. Examining himself in the mirror, Sang Yu discovers wounds he cannot explain, prompting him to abruptly depart, leaving Hua-Er bewildered. Concerned that the demon's touch has affected his real life, Sang Yu confides in Sanji, who dismisses it as fatigue from ongoing events. That night, Sang Yu enters another dream, but instead of confronting the demon, he encounters a clone of himself in a bleak, desolate setting starkly different from his vibrant dreamscapes. Alarmed by the clone's fading presence, Sang Yu awakens to find scars on his body, a manifestation of injuries sustained in past dreams. On his way to the cafe, Sang Yu is unexpectedly abducted by two men and forced into a van, adding to the mounting challenges he faces in both dreams and reality. Captured by a gang led by Changji, Sang Yu finds himself held hostage alongside Sanji, who brings a ransom of 10 million yuan as instructed. However, instead of releasing Sang Yu, the gang decides to also abduct Sanji. Desperate to secure their freedom, Sang Yu pleads with Changji, warning that he won't survive much longer due to his injuries. In a sudden turn of events, one of the gang members knocks Sanji unconscious. Eager to uncover Sang Yu's secret to wealth, the gang raids his home, searching for clues and seizing whatever valuable artifacts remain from his dream acquisitions. Changji interrogates Sang Yu about how he obtained these items. Meanwhile, Hua-Er arrives at Sang Yu's apartment and attempts to contact him through the intercom. Despite Sanji's efforts to protect her by sending her away, Hua-Er insists on entering the building. Upon entering, Hua-Er becomes another captive of the gang. Fearing for Hua-Er's safety, Sang Yu implores Changji to release her, offering anything in return. However, Sang Yu finds himself at knife point, unable to intervene directly. When Sanji regains consciousness, he bravely defends Sang Yu and Hua-Er by striking one of the gang members with a golden artifact. The trio seizes the opportunity to flee, racing upstairs to escape the pursuing gang. Amid the chaos, Sang Yu sustains serious injuries from a stab wound, struggling to keep up with Hua-Er and Sanji. Despite Sanji's efforts to hold off the gang, he is tragically overwhelmed and beaten to death, sacrificing himself to ensure Sang Yu and Hua-Er reach safety. Exhausted and traumatized, Sang Yu and Hua-Er manage to reach the top of the stairs, finally free from immediate danger but profoundly affected by the harrowing ordeal. In this surreal alternate reality, Sang Yu awakens to find himself surrounded by strange portals. As he ventures through one of them, he is flooded with memories of triumphs and defeats from his past. Attempting to enter another portal, he becomes ensnared, his body contorting and transforming into a demonic entity resembling his nightmarish pursuer. Suddenly, the demon manifests in Sang Yu's apartment, violently dispatching Changji and the gang members. Tragically, Hua-Er is caught in the chaos and wounded by a gunshot. The demon then turns its menacing gaze on Sang Yu, holding him at gunpoint. In a desperate moment of clarity, Sang Yu utters the words, "It is just a dream." Miraculously, all the illusions and artifacts vanish, including those he had acquired and sold in the real world. Sang Yu then awakens in a convenience store, recalling the demon's earlier deception as Hua-Er. Amidst this confusion, Sanji's emotional outpouring reveals his deep despair and longing for recognition from Hua-Er. While Sang Yu's life seems to stabilize with Sanji's payment for the script, an unexpected encounter with the vendor who returned his money leads to a shocking realization. The vendor, bearing a scar that triggers a profound memory within Sang Yu, indicates that he is still trapped within the alternate universe, unable to break free from the perpetual cycle of dreams and illusions that torment him. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.